Hello students, I am starting a new playlist on enterprise resource planning, and this is my first video as a part of this playlist. So I hope you will enjoy this journey. So let's start. Let's first understand what an enterprise is. So before we get into the details of enterprise resource planning, we'll first understand what's an enterprise is. An enterprise is an organization, uh, a governmental business or a non-profit organization which is structured to achieve specific goals. Uh, just to give you examples of organizations, we would have Tata Motors as one of the manufacturing companies manufacturing automobile. We have retail chains like DMarts. We have many other retail chains like Star Bazaar, etc. Uh, we would have educational institutes. Example of those would be engineering colleges, Indian Institute of Technology. We would have healthcare centers or hospitals. Probably we would have now note these educational institutes, healthcare centers, hospitals are typically non-profit organizations. We would have governmental enterprises, like say, for example, like municipal corporation, right? Gram Panchayat. Okay, so these are all governmental organizations. We would also have NGOs. Some of the examples of NGOs would be Akshay Patra Foundation, or we would have Child Right and You Cry. So these are non-governmental organizations, again obsessed with an objective to provide services to citizen. Okay, so what every enterprise would have specific goals. So typically, a profit organization would have uh, goals to improve their sales, to increase their bottom line, to launch range of products, okay, to grow both organically and inorganically. The service organizations or like IT services organizations like Infosys, TCS would have their own goals. They would have goals, okay, of growing the organization, opening multiple offices, opening multiple development centers. Okay, every organization is structured into departments. Now, these departments are typically, you would say, they are business functions. So, just to name a few, there would be HR, finance, right? Uh, Production. Uh, there would be administration, uh, materials. So these departments within the organization uh, interact with each other uh, to achieve the common goals that they have laid for the organization, right? So departments have people, departments follow processes, and typically in today's world, technology is the backbone, which on which people and processes operate, right? Uh, so, what are business functions? And as we said, business functions could be viewed as departments. So, if this is an organization, okay, we would have different departments within an organization uh, operating. So, this can be a production uh, unit where a conveyor belt is laid and a finished product is produced, which comes out. There might be a sales and distribution department. These are HR, finance. Okay, so these all departments interact with each other, okay, towards a common goal. Every department operates or does specialized activities, right? And the objective of the entire enterprise is to fulfill its goals. So, what are these functions, or some of the common functions or department names are sales and marketing, finance and accounting, human resource, production and operations, logistics and supply chain, customer service, and uh, then always note a point that the departments which are there in a specific enterprise or an organization is are typically based upon what that organization really does, right? So, say for example, if you're talking about a hospital, then it would have patient registration, diagnostic, billing department. Okay, if we are talking about NGOs like CRY, then we would have departments or business functions like fundraising, program management, okay, volunteer coordination. If we are talking about educational institutes, then we would have departments or business functions like admission, uh, academics, examination department, student affairs department. So, based on what the enterprise does, okay, departments are accordingly structured, right? uh, just an example of what happens in a textile company: the sales department would take orders, the production will be involved in manufacturing goods, finance would track payments. Now payments could be payments to vendors, payments to suppliers, or payments which are received from customers. And HR department manages employees. So HR would be responsible for recruitment, uh, would be responsible for all affairs, human resources that are required within within a textile company. Right. Moving on, we just saw what an enterprise is. We saw what business functions are. So let's also visit what is a business process. So, by definition, business process is a sequence of tasks or activities that produce a specific service or a product. So every department would follow certain set of processes. Okay, so typically I have tried to explain a process here. The process would be from order to cash, uh, from the time when an order is raised by a customer uh, till the time a enterprise gets paid. So obviously, when an order is raised, uh, so first would be customer places an order, which would be accepted by the sales department. Uh, Based on the order, the enterprise needs to manufacture uh, the product. Okay, so first of all, based on the order, the inventory is checked. If the finished good is already available in the inventory, the the order or product would be shipped by logistics, and the invoice would be generated by finance department, and against that invoice payment would be collected from the customer. If the finished good or the product is not available in the inventory, then the production department needs to manufacture the product. Okay, and then they will ensure or procure all the respective components, raw materials to manufacture the product. And once the product is manufactured, uh, the product is shipped, and the invoice is generated, and the payment is collected. So typically, there would be different journeys. So I would call these processes, some of the processes, as end-to-end journeys, right? Say, for example, order order to cash, or to be precise, lead to cash. Okay, right from the time when lead is generated. So leads. get generated after sales happen, leads get converted and into a customer, right? And that's where the sales takes place, right? And so lead to cash, we would have a journey like trouble to resolve, right? In which a trouble ticket is raised, and the respective engineers or respective individuals within the organization uh, strive to close the trouble ticket. Okay, and once the trouble ticket is closed, problem is closed, we say that we have resolved the issue. Uh, there could be another, like concept to market, right? So you actually have your R&D department, again a business function, research and development, or a new product. So first it is a concept, then your R&D department, your design, uh, your works to convert the concept into a reality, and then the marketing takes over to uh, spread the awareness of the product within the market through advertisements, through road shows, through campaigns, and that's where the product gets launched. Okay, so you would find that processes often cut across multiple departments. So you have these departments coordinating with each other to fulfill the need of a customer, right? So, for example, order to cash product, we already have seen that we have sales involved, we have inventory control, inventory and materials involved, we have logistics involved, finance involved, okay, accounts involved. So all these basically departments or business functions, okay, they play their role within the process, okay, and that's where the enterprise resource planning, which is a backbone of any enterprise, plays a critical role. ERP plays a critical role. Okay, so what is ERP? Imagine a large enterprise where every department uses different software, stores data in silence. Okay, and in fact, that was how ERPs were evolved also, right? So initially, every department within the organization had uh, their own applications, software applications. Say, for example, the focus was material requirement and planning, which was very uh, what core for uh, stores department in an application which uh, provided the inventory stock of the items, components, raw materials. We had human resource management system which was more focused towards human resource. We had payroll applications which was probably the heart of the accounts finance department. So every department had its own application, right? And data was stored in silos, right? But this led to a lot of problems, right? Because one of the key as problem would be uh, data was not getting shared. There was huge amount of data duplication, right? For example, uh, item item master would be a heart of probably a materials department, but need by production. We would have human resources, that is, employee master would be a heart of HRMS, but employee information is required almost by every department. Production would require it to schedule the shifts, to schedule the work. Industrial engineering would require it to calculate the productivity of individuals. Okay, so data got duplicated. Uh, Plus, we also saw that most of the processes cut across departments. when processes was cutting across departments, but applications were operating in silos. Obviously, this led to lot of delays, right? Because there used to be offline exchange of data, okay, and that actually introduced lots and lots of delays. Uh, the unnecessary bureaucracy got introduced, and that's where enterprise resource planning, uh, ERP systems came into picture, right? So ERP is a software solution that integrates all the core business functions into a single unified system. And this is a very, very important. So it integrates all the business functions of the organization into a single unified system. The processes which used to cut across the department now became easily uh, what, followed. Process flows, workflows were easily followed, uh, and there was a very, very smooth flow of information, okay, which removed all the unnecessary uh, dead wood within the processes, which fine-tuned the processes, which avoided the delays. Okay, so that's what enterprise resource planning is. So some of the quick key points: ERP broke data silos, ERP integrated across the departments, right? Uh, ERP promoted interdepartmental coordination very well. Okay. At the end of the day, any enterprise, non-governmental, governmental, profit, non-profit, any enterprise works towards the goals that they have set for themselves. And to achieve those goals, to be competitive within the market, all business functions or departments have to work like uh, 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 with 100% synergy, like a well synchronized orchestra. Okay, if the departments don't work in coordination, are not working in a synchronized way, the impact is on a customer, right? And that's where enterprises lose the competitive edge. That's where enterprises lose their customers, right? Uh, ERP enables real-time data sharing, and of course, because now we have a integrated single solution, a single platform. Okay, uh, it provided uh, lots of tools, uh, lots of business intelligence reporting, lots of management information systems, right? Which helped in better decision making, right? So these are some of the key points, right? Uh, in my next video, I'll just go through how ERPs evolved in last 5 to 6 decades. Till then, thank you so much. Bye.